Hey everyone, Joshua Hanlon here, and today I'm with Adam at the Bricks and Minifigs Kalamazoo, Michigan store. And this store is really cool for a number of reasons. Obviously, there's tons of awesome stuff here on display, but it's also one of the newest Bricks and Minifigs stores, right? So how long have you been open here?
We've only been open for a little over 3 months now. So we're still kind of finding our voice and finding our niche in the community, but we could not have been more thrilled with the response and just the success that we've seen and just the love of Lego being shared in Kalamazoo and all of West Michigan. We're just so excited to be here.
That's awesome. You can't tell how recent you are because you've got so much incredible stuff on display here. I mean, it looks like everything is very well stocked, so that's great.
It's good, yeah. We definitely try to keep up with demand and get as much new in box or retired or used sets, minifigs, and bulk as we can at one time. And you never know, it changes. So
when you first walk in the door, you've got this kind of table laid out with sealed sets here. How do you decide what goes here?
I mean, this is kind of a hodgepodge we have right now. Just kind of like a featured table of what we want the customers to see when they come in, what's special, what's new. Obviously, popular sets like the Optimus Prime, the Horizon Forbidden West Tall Neck, some creator sets, and some other just cool things that you wouldn't normally see in any of the other big box stores. And then we go to this gondola here where I try to reveal what's new. The advent calendars just came out, so we have those out here. The really cool Galaxy Explorer, we have a couple of those in. The Ecto 1, some seasonal stuff, and things that are kind of new, exciting, hot, etc. We want to keep kind of on right in the front of the store. And it changes every day depending on what we get in.
This packaging still catches me off guard. I look at that and I'm like, oh, look at that classic set, and then it takes me a second.
I had the pleasure of grabbing this, and what a build that was. Really took me back also to kind of when I started with Lego, with the classic space, with the castle, etc. So it's really great to see that packaging, to see and a lot of options. You don't have to build that big ship. You can build 2 smaller ships with it, I think. Just another example of what Lego can give you, just the option to rebuild and reuse.
Perfect. Another thing that caught my eye over here, we've got some large flowers on display. So what's the story with those?
Oh, these are just some 3D printed. 3D printed is all the rage, and large Lego objects are all the rage as well. So we decided to get in on the game and just happened to purchase these lovely 3D printed large flowers out of Europe, but it sounds fancy when it comes from Europe.
Yeah, you're importing flowers from Europe.
But somebody I'm sure can do this locally as well. But it's exciting, just little things like that, unusual large 3D printed items. So we hope to get more of those in the future. So, yeah.
And then you've got some great window decorations as well, kind of up there. So it greets people when they come in.
Absolutely. We had a contest when we were opening because you could only see like one side, like the silhouettes. So we had people kind of guess who they were. Nobody got them right. Like, this is a baker, right? No, it's Iron Man, So.
One thing that caught my eye when I first walked in the store is you've got these pieces running across the top there. So how is that put together?
Oh, the trim. These are about, I don't know how many. My wife would know for sure because she did most of it. She had this idea. How many? Over 100 base plates.
Like 32 by 32 base plates.
And we just greebled the heck out of them.
Wow.
We all participated, but my wife really had the vision and was able to do most of it. And we ended up screwing them in as a trim to the top of the
top of the wall
top
there.
Of the store. And they're not glued or anything, but everybody, all the employees here were involved in building it. So it's kind of like nice to have something permanent, or at least semi-permanent, on the walls that we were part of. So.
I love it. It contrasts so nicely with kind of the black ceiling, so it really makes those pieces stand out. It's so colorful.
Little touches like that. We wanted kind of this place to be a blank canvas in many ways, and the product provides the color, right? The boxes, the minifigures, the little accents of the studs or little things that we put on there, whereas primary colors might wash it out. So we really wanted to kind of create that black and white and have accents of color.
Perfect. And as we move into this middle section here, what do you do in this section?
So this is our corral. This is the main section.
This is where you lock up the employees?
Yes, exactly. So they're stuck in here from 9 to 5, right? And no, this is where all the minifigures basically are stored, as well as a number of used sets as well. Everything kind of separated by theme. Whether it's collectible series, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Mario, etc., to unusual retired themes as well.
Yeah.
So a little bit of everything.
I love the mats with the magnifying glass. I feel like I'm in like a jewelry store.
Exactly. So that's why kids love coming in here, and they choose the minifigs. We put them on the tray, and they can see them. They take the magnifying glass out. They can inspect them to see if there are any cracks or anything. It's great. It's so much fun. It brings me back to a time when I used to go shopping with my mom, and she'd drag me to the clothing stores, and when can we go? But here at Bricks and Minifigs, shoes on the other foot. It's the parents coming up to the kids. Can we go, please?
There you go. Yes.
It's like, no, I'm still
They're
looking.
picking out the perfect minifig.
Exactly. The decision-making process.
But you've got other cool stuff in here
great.
too. Definitely got to shout out the old like Mars Mission or Mission to
Oh yeah,
Mars
sure,
stuff.
for sure. We had a lot of fun. This was actually up here on the main table not too long ago. We had way too much fun pumping that air tube, sending the aliens back and forth through the tubes. So they weren't getting any work done, so we had to move it into the case. So,
what are some of the harder minifigs to keep in stock around here?
I mean, we get the most of Star Wars, but we sell the most of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that is what we're trying to keep up with the most. Marvel as well. We kind of separated it to good guys, bad guys, and scum. There's like a scum section, scum and villainy. And just trying to keep up with a demand and what people want. Again, kind of still trying to find out what kind of store we are. If people more prefer Minecraft or Ninjago, or there's certain retired series that we want. Custom figures are very popular as well.
Yeah, and you've got some Build Better Bricks kits featured too. That stuff is always really amazing.
Yeah, it's one of our aftermarket vendors, B3. It's got some really cool stuff. The custom video games. We just got the Pretendo Twitch there. Looking good. The Dance Pants Revolution. So good stuff there.
I love how like third-party Lego companies come up with names for products.
Oh yes, yes. I like some of the custom figures in particular. They're very clever names. But yeah, just trying to here get some real cool. Like the old Harry Potter dragon there. Mm-hmm. We really try to highlight, and got these cool little pedestals. Take the fancy minifigures or the more rare ones and try to highlight those. The animal section has always proved very popular on the bottom here. For sure, try to keep a good stock of those. And specialty parts. Kids love looking through all the little animals.
So as a newer store, I know you said you're still trying to figure out kind of what all people are looking for and that kind of thing. How do you judge that? Is it just kind of people walking in the door and you kind of see what people are asking for? What's that been like?
Mm-hmm. I mean, really kind of seeing what people are bringing in as well. And you never know, but a lot of Star Wars obviously is always wanted and needed. But the taste, a lot of looking for classic sets, a lot of classic characters. Classic space is in demand, and we're still trying to get a lot of that in. Some of the other retired themes, the Forest Men, Galaxy Squad, Power Miners has been a very popular theme here, actually. We were able to open with a lot of those sets, acquire those, and they just kept coming in, and they just went really, really fast. Great retired series Power Miners is, I think.
What is this case for here?
Excuse me. This is our featured custom case. So our featured custom is we have the cast of Schitt's Creek here, the Rose family, and had one of our employees, Brian, was kind enough to build the Rosebud Motel here. He did an excellent job there. So I
always love to see some good brick-built lettering on Lego builds.
So, and here below them are the custom figures from Big Kid Bricks. The American companies, and some great Deadpools, some great Xenomorphs, G.I. Joe characters, Star Wars, Star Trek. Try to keep a good supply of them. I love the Silver Surfer in that case. And
providing for some of those IPs that Lego isn't going to do or hasn't done yet.
Exactly. We got the Predator. We have Mavericks there in the back from Top Gun. Mm-hmm. So, and this and all below is the custom figures from Minifigs.me. Minifigs.me, great. People love like the bands, the Beatles, the Kiss, all the other musicians as well.
See some bricks and minifigs figs down there.
Oh, absolutely. Some custom figs, some some colors of some local teams in the state of Michigan. We got the Old English D there, of course, and some custom tiles as well. So we try to give a good variety of folks. It's really fun just to watch the customers just slowly go through the cases.
And some Bionicle. I know a lot of the stores we visited say Bionicle is actually one of the things that is hard to keep in stock, very popular.
You know, you are correct. It's really interesting. It's great to also have some employees who are a lot more familiar with Bionicle than I am, that's for sure. And they do a great job posing these characters as well. But it's really interesting to see how many they are and how much people know. In fact, we also have Bionicle bulk bags for sale. We've gotten so much over the first couple months, we're able to kind of sell those for people who want to kind of play around with those parts. So it's definitely a niche, and it's really cool to be involved in it.
Perfect. And speaking of bulk, we'll make our way over to some of the tables here as well. I love the decorated table legs.
Yeah.
It really looks fantastic.
Another great, yeah, this was a custom done by a local carpenter.
Really?
Yeah. Who was kind enough to, to be able to build these tables for us. He did a great job in these custom legs that have people really love to kind of look at and give that illusion. We carry that throughout the store with the doors and the trim, of course. Build those little accents into it.
And I just noticed this water tub of brick separators.
You know, if you ever have anything to donate, you know, it's good. We'll see how long it takes to fill up. But if you ever want, you know, if somebody ever wants them, like, oh, let's go over to the gym. It comes out.
I love it, yes.
So. Always good to have that. Some ball figs as well here.
Oh, right, yeah, that's a classic. And then in addition, you mentioned some of the bulk over here as well. So
yeah, so in addition to the bulk here of traditional Lego pieces, we have bags of Bionicle bulk for folks that are interested in making their own characters here. We have Duplo bulk on the bottom as well. So, because you know, that definitely has a need for our customers as well.
Perfect. Have you gotten more and more people bringing in like bulk lots and stuff to sell as you've been here longer?
I've had so much. We have so much of a surplus from bulk. I think it's still a little bit of education, kind of teaching the community what this is and what it's best used for. There are people who know, and they come in and they got their instruction books, or they know exactly what they want, and they're here.
Bricklink parts list or whatever.
Exactly. So, but there are other people who, you know, I think it's going to take a little bit of time for people to know what the best way to use the bulk is going to be. So.
What is this display in the corner here?
So this is something we're trying out. We have an artist that we met named Andrew Berggren, and he has agreed to let us sell some of his custom limited edition poster prints that he does. So we have 5 different prints for sale. Star Wars, the classic skyscraper photo, the Abbey Road.
Yeah,
Ferris
super
Bueller
cool.
and the moon landing, yeah.
Another iconic section at the Bricks Minifig stores is Build a Minifig here, and I love the selection you've got. Very colorful, and these accessories here look fantastic.
Oh yes, we definitely tried to get a lot of different stuff, and you know, it's kind of like cooking. I love bringing the stuff over here and just sprinkling a little bit more, mixing it up.
A little spice here and there.
This is definitely, I think, the most popular space in the store, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine you have kids and adults, I'm sure, sitting here building minifigs and trying to come up with the exact perfect combination.
Oh, yes, and they're so excited. Oh, I made a Batman, or I made a Professor Snape. And, well, if you want to take... Oh, I made me.
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
yes.
build yourself.
Exactly, but they're so excited when they find a treasure, you know. And I try to put little treasures in here as well. We'll try to put big, some cool items and people come across, so you never know.
You've got some really great glass display cases here as well. These look fantastic. So what do you typically have in these cases?
All a good mix, you know, and it changes depending on the day, the week. Right here now, we got a lot of castle as well, some older castle sets. This is a great...
this old fortress here is fantastic.
Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure. The fire, and it breathes the fire and moves around. And then you go into the Lord of the Rings sets below it with the Mines of Moria.
You don't see that around very much.
No, but we've had a couple of them come through. A lot of Lord of the Rings have come through.
Well, it's very popular these days. You got the new show and everything, so I'm sure there's going to be a resurgence. I know a lot of people would love to see Lego come back with it.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
So we got Harry Potter and then some Star Wars, you know, so a good mix in this case.
I love this case. The lights here are especially nice too, so it makes it
oh yes, our
fancy.
featured use set case also always has some cool stuff, whether it's a classic like Ninjago City Docks or this Aqua Base Invasion that we just got in, to the Rancor pit, which you don't see too often, especially a full complete Rancor eating the guy there, and Harry Potter, more Castle, just a great mix.
And
then,
the old
you
Arkham
know,
Asylum, that's
oh,
great.
yes.
Yeah.
Only one figure, just Batman, but it's still, that's quite a find. We're real excited about that. And, you know, just have the Ghost sealed come through our doors has been great to have that. Very excited to have that here. And
Definitely got to shout out this Adventurers set here, the Sphinx Secret. That's so cool. Look at that base, and I love all of the Egyptian icons.
Classic, and that's, you know, if anybody had the most recent Haunted House set from a couple years ago with the drop ride, a lot of references to this exact set are made in it, including the minifigs, Baron von Baron, the Sphinx, the obelisk. That's all in that Haunted House.
Mm-hmm. Now, this room over here is your party room, right?
Yes.
Can we go in there
Absolutely.
and take a look? Yeah. Take a look inside here.
So come through our Lego door.
Yes, yes.
Very difficult to create, as you know. So, but yeah, like most bricks and minifigs, we have a party room, and this can hold up to, right, honey, 25 guests. We have more tables that we can put in, but you come in here, you get your own private bulk table to build your race cars on our Pinewood Derby track that we raised up here. We got a little checkerboard platform. And that we've decorated it with, you know, trees and foliage and stuff. Really
yeah, it's just not just the track sitting there.
Right,
yeah.
right.
There's a garage.
You got the plane, balloons.
You even got these benches over here. It almost feels like a little park inside
Oh yeah,
here.
Here's where the parents just hang out. You know, this is where they just put everything down and relax while our hosts and stuff, you know, have a party. We have, you know, the Build-A-Brick on the wall there, and we have our private minifig maker as well, which is very cool because it's one of our selling points is everything that is in here is not out there.
Okay.
And you know,
so it's a more kind of premium
more
experience.
Premium, more Ninjago stuff, more cooler accessories, things like that. So it's really kind of neat to have that for the kids here as well.
So is this room open all throughout the week if people are interested in booking it, or how does that typically work?
Right now, we're just doing the weekends.
Okay.
But we hope to, you know, expand that to other. We have a children's birthday party this weekend and an adult birthday party.
Oh yeah. So you can do a lot of different types of events, I would imagine here. It's not just kids' birthday parties.
Sure, and we've had the local lugs already had one of their meetings in here.
Yeah,
so.
that's awesome. I love when I hear stores working with like the community like that with lugs and stuff and just giving them a space to meet up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so we definitely.
The senior centers we're talking about?
Oh yeah, and we're working with the senior centers to do work
Daytime.
for you know, folks working on fine motor skills or memory care, which is very important to us as stuff that we want to build back into the community. Tomorrow we're opening store earlier for the Kalamazoo Public Schools, which has a special education program that's going to come through here with their students. So we're excited for that. So anything that we can do to help ingratiate ourselves even more to the community, which is a big value that Bricks and Minifigs has. So
that is super cool. Great work, great work. Yeah, I love this space here. It looks fantastic. So I'm sure there's a lot of fun parties that are happening in here, but we'll keep making our way out now to the rest of the store as well. So I know we kind of left off with these glass cases out here. We didn't mention, this is like kind of an older version of the other Aqua base that you mentioned up there.
Oh yeah, the Neptune Discovery Lab that we just received. What did you say? 1995. My
there
gosh.
We go.
So way back in the day for that one. Look at the colors, and when I first see those base plates, they don't look like Lego. I'm like, what is this knockoff stuff?
But they're so cool though. I always love seeing the old raised base plates.
Oh no, it's great. Love having that here in our cases. And you know, City and Jurassic World, the dinosaurs, people still love the dinosaurs. Me included, so that's for sure. And
now that kind of brings us over to this corner over here. So I see this is kind of roped off. I love what you've done before we launch into that space. I love what you've done on the decorations here with the definitions. And this is something that kind of runs throughout the store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so another example of little accents that we wanted to make was to take these definitions that people might not actually know, but that Lego enthusiasts like ourselves do, but to educate them, make them feel comfortable, and have a little bit of a laugh at the same time. So we have definitions of brick here, as well as minifig on the sides here. I think you just saw mock over there, and let's see, we have A-full, the adult fan of Lego definition. We have Greeble, over there, which is a great word to say, as well as a definition. And in the bathrooms, too, we have definitions as well.
Perfect. So what is this space here then?
So in all the bricks and minifigs, we definitely wanted to have a space where we could process and work on trades or projects or have signings or have a display. And we wanted to have kind of an enclosed area for that. So this kind of became that, our work trade area. This is probably the cleanest it's been in a long, long time. Usually it's chaos in here with stuff, tubs of bulk Lego or used sets. We have this lovely totes here that we're able to keep some of our projects in and keep them away from open eyes. But this is kind of where all the magic happens here. People bring in their used sets to trade or to sell. This is where we take a look at everything, and it's really become a useful area. Have these desks here, we can do research, we can do projects, we can do building. We don't have to access the party room if we need to, and hopefully, if we have special Lego Masters come through here or displays, this would be the area for that as well. So it's also an area that we can show off some of the cool stuff that our staff brought in that we would be remiss if we didn't show these off while you guys were here.
I noticed these. So what is the story behind some of this?
So we have some of the Kellogg's. Kellogg's is located in Battle Creek, Michigan, not too far from here. And Johnny, our store manager, was able to kind of acquire this over his years, this great Tony the Tiger, as well as I was able to acquire this from a customer, the Toucan Sam. So from when's the Tony the Tiger from? You don't know the year? This is from 92. The Toucan Sam's from 92.
Okay.
But yeah, so just kind of a little, this is glued. Is yours glued too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Sam was a display and Tony was an employee gift.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see some of the packaging here as well with the Kellogg's branding on it.
Yeah. So we had to keep that stuff. But yeah, it just shows kind of like two category leaders of one great promotion. So there you go. And, we have some cool, Johnny wanted to bring in the prototype Green Goblin there, something that you don't see every day.
Oh, that is really neat,
cool.
yeah. So that's one of those kind of like test mold type of things that they do, yeah.
And then we have a really cool old vintage tractor from like 1950.
Old wooden toys. You see that really old Lego logo on the front? That's so cool.
Really, really nice to have. So people, create Bricks and Minifigs is not a museum, but it's nice to have things to take a look at on display.
Right. You've got this cool physical space, so it's nice to have some of that people can come in and see that normally you've never, maybe you've seen photos online, but you'll never see that in person typically.
Yeah, so this is kind of our area where all the work happens, and we love to have it. I'm so glad we put this section in the store.
Yeah, so. Another little Michigan landmark here.
I just brought some examples. These are not Lego sets, but it's a good example of what we can do with the pieces you get here, whether you want to build Michigan Stadium, whether you want to build a micro.
I love that.
The micro Starry Night. Or then, use the creativity to build objects. I always definitely have to explain to my kids what this is. Probably everybody in this store, save for my wife and Johnny, what this is. Oh, it's just the icon on the computer screen. Well, back in the day,
That was a little before my time, so.
And then things, just like my son built this. Shout out to Jonah and Margot, by the way, who just built, Princess Peach on a whim.
So is this stuff built from like bulk brick here in the store? Okay, well that's great. Yeah,
just
really
examples of what you can do. So it's great to see what our customers come in and they just play around and build, whether it's on the bulk tables or we actually even purchased a mock from Lord of the Rings mock, which is up front. That one of the customers brought in. That's very, very cool looking.
Also, we can mention some of the hallway stuff over here as well. So like the fun continues even as you're going down the hallway. You've got some great stuff on display, some older retired stuff.
Maximizing the space, trying to maximize the space, whether it's one of my favorite sets of all time, the Treehouse, as well as great architecture sets with Big Ben. We had some custom figures of the Queen that we had fun with this past week. And such from more dinosaurs, more SpongeBob.
Yeah.
My gosh, some old classic creator stuff with the modular villa.
You got to mention the pirate ship down there.
The red beard runner here for sure. Another great classic set.
Look at those sails. That's so cool. It's like
They need an ironing.
the shot through sails.
But yeah, that's for sure. And then you can just pull this thing out and it like
Whoa.
breaks. So it's under attack. Things like that.
And then the patent art is really nice too. So
Absolutely.
that works very. Yeah, I love the way you've laid everything out here. This is
Thank
really
you,
great.
Yeah. So, and then, the back rooms and then the bathroom more. I think Snot is on one of the walls, as well as Stud, is on one of the walls as well. So
We'll make our way back up to the front there. You mentioned that mock. I know we can show that by the door, and I think there's some other display cases that we haven't looked at yet as well here. So there's lots and lots to see when you come into the store and to check everything out here. So this is glass space is kind of like right next to the door. Is this more sets?
more sets whenever we can fit in. Here's a good example again. Yeah, there's a Power Miner set. The Crystal Sweeper, one of the ones that we still have remaining from a Technic set, BMW, to the Overwatch. The Overwatch stuff is still quite popular.
Really? Because I know it wasn't very popular, I don't think, when it was out with Lego.
I don't know. We've sold like at least a half a dozen Bastions, I want to say, just over the first 3 months. And Marvel sets, Star Wars, again, more. The shoe, everybody loves the shoe.
That's still, I think, my favorite packaging of all time.
Absolutely.
It looks so much like a real shoebox. It blows my mind.
You have to have the box. So and everything from, the Harley Davidson to some Friends sets. I mean, even Friends sets, they certainly have their audience. And we have a separate mini doll maker that if kids want to come and build those rather than regular minifigs, they can do that.
Yeah.
So.
I think this is the mock you were mentioning.
Oh yeah,
as well.
So somebody brought this in. This is an adaptation of an earlier set called The Lonely Mountain, I think, from The Hobbit. And this is Smaug, and Bilbo's hiding underneath, I think. I just loved this interpretation, so self-contained, and the dragon is awesome, so we just had to have it and put it on display. Really, really love it.
Fantastic, fantastic. You've got to make sure we mention the brick-built Kalamazoo letters
Oh yes,
here as well.
keeping with, they just cut some base plates and greebled the letters together, and I just love the way that looks. And even I love like with the orange letter, they put a brick separator in there. I think that's hilarious. So, and then we have our, our $5, $10, $15 shelves, just little impulse gifts that kids love to look through as well, or you might find a Speed Champions that you're looking for. It's great.
This is the Lego equivalent of the candy bar aisle right here.
Sure. Of course. And it always changes, depending on what we have for the day.
Yeah. The displays all look great in here. So the whole store is laid out very nicely, and I love just walking around and seeing how you've decorated everything and all the great products on display. So do you sell anything online, or is it only in store?
Not yet. We don't have an online component yet. That might be a long-term goal for us, as we move forward here. But right now, I just want to focus on the brick and mortar aspect.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Well, for people who want to check out more stuff online about the store in general, where are you kind of on social media? And for the party room, how does that work if people are interested?
We're on our official, the official Bricks and Minifigs website. We have our own page, but we're mainly active on Facebook and Instagram, I would say. So definitely find us there. And for access to parties, all of our information is either here in the store or on those Instagram, Facebook sites, and they can call us or email us to get more information or to schedule a party. We'll make it real fun.
Fantastic, yeah. So if everyone watching, if you're ever in the Kalamazoo, Michigan area, make sure to stop by this store. Like we said at the beginning, one of the newest Bricks Minifigs stores, super cool place here. So you're guaranteed to have a lot of fun, and we'll make sure to put links in the description to those resources online as well so people can check that out. Thanks so much for taking us around.
Awesome, thank you.